Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS25 tutorial video. In this video I show you how I built a farm in Kinlaigh on the map of the Highlands Fishing DLC. There is a secondary farm that is rather cheap. It's just a little bit more than 100,000 bucks. And it is a nice farm. It has a good, vast, flat land, so it's easy to build. And you could use it as it is. It has buildings and all. It is much better than most of the former farms that were built by giants, but it's still not to my liking. And yeah, if I would need to play on this, I would say yeah, it's completely okay. You have sheds and all, and you even have a cow barn. But for my own taste, I would build it different, and that's what I'm doing. And usually I build my farms with my own buildings, my own mods, but in this case here, I use mainly the buildings from the Highlands Fishing Pack and without any mods. And the silo is from the base game, but nearly everything else is from the Highlands Fishing Pack, because there are a lot of very interesting and nice buildings. So first I sell all the buildings that are standing on this farm, and I even get some money from this, which is nice. Yeah, so I paid 100,000 bucks and I get more or less more than 100,000 bucks just from selling all the stuff. That makes it easy to build a new farm. Here it's empty now, and I start with the building, and from now on it's sped up. It's 4 times. It's a speed build, so to say. And yeah, I will also give some tips for building in Farming Simulator. And it's a showcase of the buildings that come with this pack, and therefore I call it tutorial. And yeah, this is the same cow barn that has been here, but the existing one didn't have a pasture, and I wanted to have a pasture, and it was standing on a place where I didn't want it, and therefore I had to build a new one. And here is this little sheep barn. Sadly, it doesn't have a pasture, what I find really, really sad, but otherwise it's a cute barn for sheep. So, and there I placed one of those open sheds. We have a variety of open sheds and closed halls and so in this pack. Yeah, I'd say more than ever before. We already got a lot of sheds and such in the base game. And here I just showed Herman Hall. We also have Herman Halls with this pack, completely new ones. And here I'm building the fish production facilities, the small fish lakes. I put 2 of them because this young fish hatchery produces enough young fishes for 5 of those fish lakes. And therefore I thought, okay, I have to place at least 2, but 5 would have been too much. This silo is from the base game because we don't have a new silo, and here I place another open shed and a hall, and I think we have quite a lot of buildings now for our equipment. And yeah, now I'm starting to paint the ground with cobblestones. That's the English word. Yeah, and first I wanted to place everything before I start with. Now I saw, oh, we it was uneven in the ground, and now I flattened it and placed the same again at the same place. And it's good to know that if you stay in build mode and you place the building and sell it again, you get your complete money back. Only if you leave the build mode and then come back to sell it, then you only get half your money back. And therefore, right now, I didn't lost money through selling this shed and buying it again. And here I want to make something like a terrace. Is it called terrace? A backyard, a stony backyard for this British farmhouse. And in the center, I thought I would love to have a huge tree, because we don't need more buildings, and therefore just a wonderful huge tree and some bushes. Here we have a massive new oak tree. That is new, comes with the pack. So, and here I saw, okay, I need to change the ground. So, and now the decorating starts. The main buildings are placed and the ground is painted, but it looks so too clean. And on a farm, usually it doesn't look completely new and clean, and therefore I put some dirt here and there, especially in places where I think that tractors are driving. And here is more place open. I thought, oh, nice chicken coop would be awesome at this place. And therefore we have a chicken coop here. Yeah, and here I'm starting to work on the foliage with bushes and grass here and there, and to make it more lived in and alive. And you can do quite a lot, even if you only have a small variety of plants and trees to decorate. Yeah, you can do really a lot with decorating with greenery. So here I thought we need a water source, and it's more American, I know, but you get free water from this. And here I have a little market stall where you can sell your own stuff that you produce. And those fish lakes, they look very barren and empty, and therefore I thought, okay, with some trees and some bushes, they will look much more homely. And each tree has different sizes, and with the N and the M key you can switch between the sizes of the trees, and that's what you saw when the size changed. And now I add some grass at the edge, but it's not high enough, and here I put some bushes to the border of this fish lakes. So, oh, and by the way, as you might have noticed already, this is not a video to show you the basics of how to use the build menu, how to place a building and how to flatten the ground. This is more a tutorial when you already know how to place a tree and such, and what you can do to make your farm look a little bit more lived in and such, and what you have to think about when placing buildings and such. And yeah, the overall farm is built for someone who needs place for navigating with the tractor and the trailers. And I always need quite a lot of place. And if you are very good at driving in narrow places, then you can place the buildings closer together. That will look nicer, but it's more difficult to navigate. And therefore, I always take in consideration, where will I drive? And I have this open shed in the center that I can use it as a drive-through shed. And I have this shed that is closed at the back, at the edge of the farm and so. And when you play for a while, you can find out how much place you need, and such a central tree in the center of the farm. It helps a lot when you have a big open place that you need for driving, or that you just don't need because you don't need so many buildings. And when you then place a tree in the center, it doesn't look so empty, and it looks more traditional and nice. And therefore, I really often place big tree islands in the center of the farm, and then close to the buildings, I also have areas where I have trees and bushes and grass and so, and sometimes only a little tiny bit of grass. Then it looks more lived in and more natural. And here, as you can see, this cow barn is a little bit strange because it has ground in the building. And that is because I use the free placement mode for placing it, because there was a little tree standing in the way that I haven't seen, but it said you can't build there. And if it says you can't build there, then the free placement mode helps usually, but then the ground isn't taken care of. And here I have put some trees and bushes on the pasture of the animals. That's something that I also do most of the times, because even in reality, I would think animals need some bushes and trees on their meadow, that they can feel more at home and such. And here I'm decorating the garden, the yard area of the farmhouse, and I'm using decorative objects from the new pack, more or less. Some objects are also from the base game, and here I have this little boat, and I thought, oh, it's so cute, and I put it beside this little lake. Here we have some new flower pots that came with the pack, and I think they make this house much more nice. And this is a greenhouse that also comes with the pack, but you can't place things inside after you place the house, but you can paint this this flower. And this bench is from the base game, and I always like benches below the huge trees. And here this chair is also from the base game. And this also. We never had so many decorative objects in the game to decorate our farms. And yeah, it's really awesome that we have them now. So now it's time to build a fence. And I make this fence only around the farmhouse, and the rest of the farm stays open, because I don't like to always open and close gates, and so I want free access to my farm. And for the farmhouse, I don't have problems with that. And I don't need to drive there with my tractor anyhow. Oh, and in the grass in the garden, I use the cheap grass variety, because that doesn't grow. And the expensive, biggest grass variety that grows. And therefore, if you want to have a garden grass, then it's best to use the short, cheap one. And some trees here, smaller ones. And a little bit dirt underneath the table, some more flowers. And here I put one of those new dogs. And he has his own area with a little tree and some bushes. So, and here this still looks too clean. And I would prefer to paint the ground more subtle with the dirt. But we only have a limited variety of ground textures. So, now it's time to buy the animals for the barns. And there we saw the dog and some Highland cattle. I guess they will need food on top of the pasture, and some sheep. And in this barn, you need to give them food because they don't have a meadow. But I still like this barn. Yeah, and now the farm is done, and we fly around and have a look on it. And later we walk through it and not sped up. This is already not in slow motion, but in normal speed. And for my taste, I really like it, and I also like those rundown buildings that they provided with this pack. And I think this is a farm that you could use to play on. Not for every play style, for sure. But when you have, let's say, a normal casual play style and you want to grow some fishes, then this farm would be good for it, I think. And you could even swim and do some angling in the fish lakes. Yeah, now let's go to the house and visit the garden. And this is a walk-in house. And this is really good, I think. Okay, that's about it with the build of this little farm. Thank you for your support as a Ruby channel member. If you want to buy FS25 or a DLC, feel free to use my code OMATANA. You'll find the link for the PC version in the video description. It doesn't cost you anything extra and supports me a lot. Now I wish you a wonderful day, thank you for watching and all the best till next time. Tschüss!